Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Surprise Thursday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Four Horsemen's Mythic Legions, Arrizak. Let's get into it! Let's begin with a look at the packaging. And here on the top, mythiclegions.com, sourcehorseman.com, storehorseman.com, company logo. Nice big blister showcasing the figure and his accessories, Mythic Legions logo, and then it's got some artwork there behind it a little bit on this side. His faction affiliation logo, so you know what team that he's playing for. And on this side, we've got a nice product shot there, and here's a nice bio card, block of text for him. If you want to read all that, please feel free to pause right here and read that to your heart's content. It would take way too long for me to read all that to you. Here we have some nice artwork of Poxxus getting ready to spread the plagues. Four Horsemen cross sale right here with no names. I really wish they put the names on it. That would be cool to know who you're looking at and go, hey, I want this guy. How do I look him up? But I guess you do that at mythiclegions.com. So here we also have another big block of text, story this time. So again, if you want to read all that, please feel free to pause it here and read all that, so you make sure that you get all of that information. Small print, fine print, legalese print here. See the entire collection, please visit mythiclegions.com. And then, I think I forgot the bottom. So here we have barcode, small print, fine print, legalese print. Warning, don't stick things in your pile that don't belong there. Don't give it to babies. Adult collectible print. The websites I mentioned earlier, made in China print, and the item number. That, my friends, completes our look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And there's a pretty good bit of accessories here to go through. And first up, we have some lightning, some red lightning or energy crackle effect, whatever you wish to call it. I like to call it lightning. And this goes on his wizard staff. At least the best I can tell is where it goes. And then here we have another lightning effect. Kind of made out of a translucent plastic, but you can't see through it a lot, just barely in places really. So they did put a lot of color into this one. This one I do believe hooks on to his arm like he's casting lightning from his hand. Then next up we have the main part of his wizard staff, the pole part of it. And I do have to say, it does have a lot of nice molded details in it. I cannot tell whether it has a paint app on it or if it's just molded in this color. It feels like plastic, but I could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time, my friends, but very nice looking nonetheless. And then let's go ahead and take a look at the head of his staff, and it starts here and it's all spiky, and then we've got this, and it looks like it's got some wash on it and some glossy paint down here as well. And then it looks like this crystal piece is molded in a translucent plastic, and then these nice posts around it, I guess. And then, you know, the crystal, look at the detail in that. It's even got a crack in it. It kind of reminds me of the dark crystal. Let's put a shard in here and turn this guy good. That's assuming that he is bad. He looks pretty bad though. So, very nice looking piece. And the way that that works, oops, wrong end. No, right end. There's a post right here, port here, and it fits on there pretty tightly, and it does not let go. You have to kind of force it off a little bit. Next up, he has 3 additional sets of hands. A clutching hand or clawing hand on in and out hinges, and nice molded detail on it, along with nice paint apps as well, and that holds true for the second of that pair. I mean, even look at his fingernails. And then here's what I like to call a casting hand, or maybe a conjuring hand. Could even be a pointing hand. And in and out hinges, nice molded detail, and nice paint apps. And again, the second half of that set, everything that I said before holds true. Now I will say this one was a little bent coming out of the package, so I may have to apply some heat and see if I can straighten it up, because it looks pretty crooked. Of course, he could just have arthritis in this hand really, really bad. And then the last set is another set of C-grip hands, and these are on up and down hinges rather than in and out hinges. The one that comes on the figure are in and out hinges, but these are up and down. And again, everything I've said about the previous hands all hold true. Nice molded detail and nice paint. At least I'm assuming it's all paint. Now let's see. Here's his belt, and it can be a little prickly to get on there correctly. You just have to line this post and that port up, and you have to mash it really hard, and you'll probably have to get something to run behind him to put it on and get it to stay on. Next up, he's got some accessories that clip onto that belt. A bird's head, and you can see the L shaped, upside down L shaped bracket there, and you can see it's like nice molded detail, and you know I say that a lot. And then the paint apps, and it looks like it has a wash as well. And here again with the upside down L bracket, it looks like some bird bones or small animal bones of some kind, and it's got a tie around it right there. So nice paint apps, and it looks like this one might have a slight wash on it as well. And then here we have his potions, and nice molded detail, nice colors, nice translucent plastics, and then nice paint app for the clip, and again upside down L bracket, and it has that gold paint app on it as well, so that's cool looking as well. And then here we have his mystical armor piece, and this is all one piece. It doesn't come apart. It is a little flexible to help you with some movement and stuff, so that's pretty cool. And just the detail on it, look at that detail, and this is gold paint, and then it looks like it has a bit of a wash on it as well, at least to me. So very nice armor piece, or decorative piece. It might not really be an armor piece, just a decorative piece. And then here's his alternate head, the "you shall not pass" expression, I like to call it, except he's got some looks like just red eyes going on there when he's angry. But nice molded detail all throughout of this, and the paint apps are just great. Look at the beard and the wash in it, just to help all those strands of detail stand out. And then, you know, his teeth, and he's yelling, "You shall not pass," and just great looking. Now he does have 2 pieces of soft goods, and in the packaging, of course, you know, these are on him. I'll pull them off just kind of so we could look at the articulation unhindered. But here's a hood, and it's got wire in here. It's got wire running across here, and it's just a great piece. And as you can see, it is separate from the cloak, so you can use it with the cloak or not. And then here we have the cloak, which has wire in the ends of both sleeves. This piece right here has wire down both sides and the bottom of it. At least I feel it. Yeah, it's got it in the bottom as well. And then wire runs down here and around the bottom, and also up this other side as well. And to help latch it into place, we have this big hook and loop. I say big, it's big for this guy. Hook and loop that holds it closed. Well, let's take a look at the figure. And here, everything I said, well, most everything I said about the other head holds true for this one. Nice sculpted details. It's got nice wash in the beard and around the face. He has regular eyes instead of just redded out eyes, and they look really, really nice. The eyebrows and just the sculpt of it all around. Now he's wearing some armor here, and it does have a lot of nice molded details in it. And around the back, of course, you can see where stuff plugs in. And here, and armor down here, and it's just great looking detail in there. Now, one thing I will say about this, you know, the beard just kind of hangs out the, you know, so there's some space in between there. But once you get the cloak and stuff on it, it's not really as noticeable as it is here. So let's talk about his articulation. He can look up that high. He can look straight ahead. He can do the full exorcist, no chicken neck. And he does have waggly waggle. Waggle, waggle, waggle. And no butterfly. 360 degree rotation at the shoulder. He can raise his arm, looks like 90 degrees. I'm going to call it at 90 degrees. And he has single hinge and swivel at the elbow. And unlike some of the other figures, he doesn't have any rotation here or at this bracer. He does have 360 degrees of rotation at the wrist on an in and out hinge, and that holds true for the other C-grip hand on the other side as well. Then let's see, he's got a cut here where the chest and the abdomen meet, and that gives him some hula hula going on there. And he can do a full 360 degree rotation, lean left and right. Now he's also got a joint or a cut here at the waist, and it's a straight cut, it feels like. So he can lean left and right at this upper joint. He can not really tilt back much, and he doesn't really tilt forward much, and you know, not much side to side there, but he does get that 360 degree rotation there. And then at this cut, he also gets a 360 degree rotation. At the hips, he gets the full splits and almost plus. So that's cool. He can kick forward, I'm going to call that at 90 degrees. And then back, way back like a mule. And then you'll see this piece right here fell off while I was articulating that. And I'll put it back in a minute. It's got a little port, square port, a rectangular port there, and a rectangular post on here. So at the, the thigh here, there's a cut, and you can do 360 degrees of rotation there. At the knee, it's a single hinge and swivel, and it gives you maybe a little better than 90 degrees, and then it does swivel around 360 degrees, but you have to get it at just the right angle in order to do that. Now at the ankles, tilts down that far, tilts up that far, does rotate around 360 degrees, and forward facing pin for rocker. This side, I don't know, catches for some reason, but this side goes freely. So there you have it, my friends. There's a look at the figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the Mythic Legion's Arrizak, with the old Toy Biz Lord of the Rings Gandalf the White, the Figura Obscura Sun Wukong the Monkey King, and the Savage Crucibles Lumerian Royal Guard. For our final set of comparisons, here we have the Mythic Legion's Arrizak, with from the Marvel Legends series, making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. From the G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And for a 7-inch scale comparison, from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the Four Horsemen's Mythic Legion's Arrizak, I have to say this is an evil wizard incarnate. He is like Saruman times 20. And he comes with lightning bolt effects, the translucent crystal that's in the top of his staff, the decorative armor piece that comes with him that you don't have to use. It's an optional piece, of course. I like it. I think it looks really evil. And this guy, maybe not necessarily evil, but he's out for him. And I just think it's really cool. The robe is awesome. He's kind of armored up a little bit underneath it, but not to a degree where it's going to hamper him being able to move around, to create spells and shoot lightning and bolts of evil or whatever. I do like the sculpt on this, even though a lot of it is plain and it's covered up by his cloak. There's still a little bit of detail in there, and it looks really good. The head and this armor piece that he's wearing across his shoulders and behind his head and under his beard is really, really cool. And then he has some clip-on accessories for his belt, like the bird head and some chicken bones maybe, and a thing with potions on it that clips on his belt. It's like a holder, I guess, with potions in it, and then it clips on his belt as well. And then there's the wire in all that soft goods cloak that he's wearing. It has wire in the ends of the sleeves. It has wires at the hem, at the bottom of the cloak, and even that little colorful patch well, I guess it's not a patch, but that long colorful patch down the middle has its own wires in it for posability as well. And you guys know I love some soft goods with posable wire. I'm always complaining about it when lines don't use it, and they really should. And even though I think I'm not really going to collect any more McFarlane DC Multiverse stuff, I am glad to see that soft goods are coming into his line. Wired soft goods are coming into his line. And I think that's good for the line, for those of you who enjoy it. And it's not that I don't enjoy that line. It's just every time there's a figure I really want in that line, I can't get it without paying exorbitant prices for it on the secondary market. So I think I'm just done with it just on that alone. It really has nothing to do with the quality of the figures, or I don't like business practices of that company or anything. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It just has to do with when things I really want out of that line come along and I'm not able to get my hands on it, and it really ticks me off. So I think I really do think I'm done with that line. But we're not talking about that line. We're talking about this line. And look at the face sculpt on this. And I love the fact that he comes with like a neutral face, and then he comes with the "You shall not pass" face here, and his beard's blowing in the wind of evil and all that good stuff. Well, all that bad stuff, I guess. But I do think, you know, this really exemplifies the look of evil wizard to me. You just take one look at him and you know this is not a nice guy. He's up to no good. He's gonna use evil spells on you and just, you know, get over on you any way that he can. Throw potions at you, throw a bird skull at you. I don't know. But whatever the case may be, this guy's going to do it because he is not nice at all. He's a bad guy. And again, you just take one look at him, the colors that he's wearing, and the way, especially the face that I have on him now is, you know, the angry, hollering, casting a bad spell face that's on him. You can take one look at this guy and you know he's a bad guy. He's not a good guy. He is bad. So I really like that. You know, some of the guys in this line, you know, you can look at and you're like, okay, well, he's a bad guy, and it turns out, no, he's not really a bad guy. No, this guy's a bad guy. And of course, you don't have to go by the Mythic Legions of Four Horsemen's lore on these folks. You can go by your own headcanon if you want to. But, you know, if you want it, it's there. But regardless, even in your own headcanon, this guy's a bad guy because he looks like a bad guy. And that's my opinion, and your mileage may vary, of course, but I don't think it will. This guy really looks evil. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.